Hey and welcome to Neverwinter with Aragon. So many of you have been concerned whether or not, let's say, the Neverwinter Knight bonus actually works on your character to improve your overall damage. You can see there, Neverwinter Knight, 7.5% extra outgoing damage. Does that work? Well, a very easy way that everybody can do to be able to see if it works or not is simply, let's say we slot something else here that doesn't give us like offensive stats. You can still, it's giving us 750 item level. You go to your character sheet, you have a look at your artifact. You can see it's dealing 32,269 damage. And we can go then switch over to our Neverwinter Knight, which gives us 7.5% more damage. And we check back on our artifact and we can see that's gone up to 34,642, and that's a definite increase from what we had before, and thus this bonus does indeed work. And that's a very simple way to test that. You can, of course, go attack some dummies, attack some enemies, and have a look at the difference with your damage when you have it equipped and when you don't have it equipped. It's just you might have to strip down your character from any of those gear pieces that temporarily give you boosts, and then you will have a much harder time to actually see if it gives you a boost or not. And overall, artifacts can be a very simple way to just look at their damage, and when you use a buff to all your damage, you can see then does it affect the artifact or not. For example, sure, it's dealing 34,642, and let's go switch my Band of Air out to a melee damage bonus ring like this one, 3% more damage. Does this affect my artifact? Well, we can see it does very slightly, but definitely not a 3% increase, and that is because we're switching our Band of Air, which has different item level. Ideally, you'd test it against something. Let's say we were to use the Red Eyes Glare. You can see my damage on my artifact then goes up to 35,637, and that's because of the extra stats we're obtaining from the Red Eyes Glare, the 5% more power. And then you can switch back to the Band of Air and you can see the damage has gone down to 34,600, and that's a very simple way to see do you actually gain damage from increasing this stat or not. Just keep in mind it doesn't include all of your statistics. For example, your accuracy, it won't care if you increase that. Same goes with your combat advantage, your crit strike, crit severity. All of those are temporarily affected. For example, if you don't have combat advantage, then that would have no effect on the lantern, and thus it isn't going to show it in the tooltip. Overall, they could definitely do that with powers as well, but they like to just have them as set magnitudes, and then those magnitudes are multiplied by all of your damage bonuses, your item level, so on. And overall, hopefully this is a very simple and straightforward way which you can then go to check certain damage bonuses. Albeit there's not many out there. Minsk again is a variable damage bonus, so is the Batiri, so is the Dragon Hunter. Only really the Neverwinter Knight is one that's going to consistently give you extra damage to all your powers. There are a few, of course, other bonuses out there that will do as well, but also depending on like how close you are to your target, how far away you might be, all under certain set conditions, and thus you won't be able to see do they actually increase or not. And thus, if you really need me to test anything in particular that you feel is not working, then I can go and do so, and just leave a comment below and I can make sure to check on that. So again, just a quick tip on how you can see that very nice and easily for yourself on your character sheet. Again, I'd like to give a massive thank you to all of my channel members for helping me keep my channel going. And if I represent this well, consider leaving the video a like. If you're new around here, consider subscribing. We'll see you guys around. Goodbye for now.